Watercress grown on the Waikato River has been soaking up arsenic from geothermal waters for decades. But what's being done about it? The Rotorua Lakes and Land Trust has come up with a solution that's not only healthier, but has commercial potential. Carly Himmelpour went to take a closer look at the operation.
Kua ia rautau te tangata e tino pirangi nei te watercress putanoa i te ao. I mo i o wānui tiana moana mai wakaora ai rongoa oke. I ngā rao ne e waka maia e te iwi take ai kai mate aro a. E o ti e nei rā ki Aotearoa nei. E waka mai ana o nā uatanga ngongo autai ai waka tika i ngā koawawa. E rangi e kāinga wānui tiana ai kinaki. A ko te watercress i te tino raurau mo te kai Māori e kia nei ko te koua kai. Aunga no na painga kai te tipu te a wanga ki Wainganui ngā kai pūtai ao me te iwi Māori. Ko te wakataui puta i ngā tau ngā uru kua ipa kia kaue kai ngā watercress kai te tipu ake ki te awa o Waikato. Kei roto i taua ranga au, i tango ia te watercress mai ngā wai e toru o ngā wai wakamātautau ngā uru mārima i tō ua ki te roanga ake o te awa o Waikato. Ko te wainga matue e kite i te kaa o te paitini i roto. Ko ngā kitenga kua ipa no atu i ngā taumata i tō ua i te runanga auora o te ao. E o te wakaro i ana e tino kino rawatu te watercress e tipu ake ana ki tōna wai wakatipu tūturu.
Our people were eating watercress straight out of drains. In other words, they were eating tickle.
I roto i ngā maramatata nei kua ata titiro anoa tai oro nukurangi ki e nei kātūranga au. Ia rātou e tiro i ana te kao te watercress ki te pupuri i ngā kai a te rākau. Kua ki te rātou nei ka kai te tangata i te preti kai watercress, ka neke atu i te paitini e wakai i ana mo te tangata i ngā taumata kua wakaritea e te manatūtia ki kai. I o ti kaorea Tom Walters i te paku o orere ki aua wakatau, kua ngā uru maono tau ia e waiwa i ana ki tēnei kātu mai.
Down in Tūwharetoa, we were mitigating the geothermal system with contact energy at that time. And they had a discharge problem of the arsenic going into the Waikato River. But for years our people had been nurturing watercress downstream of that discharge point. And what they were in fact doing was eating arsenic, where the applications for resource consent, of course, completely overlooked the fact that these discharges into the river could in fact be discharging toxins which weren't good for anybody. And of course since then the whole wheel is turned. So now with the geothermal agreements we have, well, I can only speak for Tūwharetoa, the ones I've been involved in, they're re-injecting the fluid back into the ground.
So contact energy aren't responsible for the accumulation of arsenic in watercress because arsenic is present in the water anyway?
Yes, but for them it was a concentrated discharge, and contact energy have been very good in their mitigating with Māori. There's a huge reduction in that discharge as against, say, 20 years ago. I mean, there's some areas where where they don't have any of those contaminants or poisons. Other areas laden with it. So, and that's the purpose of my suggesting to my colleagues at FOMA that it's an opportune time for us to look at nurturing the growth of a commercial entity handled by the marae, because we know that the water that's going into it is very good, clean water, and obviously the water that's going to come out is going to be cleaner.
This whenua here belongs to Ngāti Hinikura, hapu o Ngāti Pikiao. This is the Haro block, and these two dugout ponds here are for freshwater coda farm. We intend to have 2 reservoir tanks on the highest spot here. This is the proposed area for the watercress farm. Water would come from the water tanks down to the first pond, down into the second pond, and over the wall down onto this watercress farm.
To feed the watercress down here.
Yeah, to feed the watercress down.
Ka tū ngā marae ki tua o ngā awa, nō reira kāre ko atu i ngā marae ei wakatū pāmu wakatipu wātakrei. E oti ko te wero nui e aki i ngā apū kia kawe ake tēnei kaupapa. Ko Ngāti ene kura te hapū tuatai I wai I tēnei kaupapa. It's not going to be an easy feat to get the water up here to your water tanks, is it?
No, not really, but the water pipe will come up this gully where we just walk straight up and the tank's on the top there.
Okay.
So we're going to put a pump in down here. Water line will go back up to our tanks up the top.
Got a bit of watercress growing around here anyway, don't you?
Further down the stream, and you can get to that near the marae. Whether there's any watercress there at the moment, I'm not too sure.
Kei tērā pito o te uarai e mato ana te tipu o te wātakrei. Ko Peter Kingham he kaipake I wakatipu wātakrei. Ko rima tau ia e waka aere ana tana pāmu. I nai nei kei te wātea ki te āwina I ngā marae e ia ana kia wakatū I a rātau ake pāmu wātakrei. This is a typical hydroponic setup?
Yes, this is a basic hydroponic setup. Here are our nutrients which are transferred into a bucket, which are then transferred through these pipes into our water reservoirs, which are then transferred from here, pumped out through our sprinkler system to feed our watercress.
So they're not swimming pools then?
No, unfortunately. Well, you can swim in them, but I can't guarantee you'll come out looking too good.
So what are the pros of growing watercress this way?
Well, in this situation, it's grown in a controlled environment, so what goes into the watercress is what we put into it. We don't have to worry about pollutants from outside areas or dead sheep or stuff like that that come down the drains and stuff like that. And it's grown on a regular basis, so it's more fresh, it's not old and things like that.
How much do you have here and how much do you harvest?
We have a 3,000 square metre block, and on average we harvest 60 bins a week, which each bin contains sort of 5.5 kilos of watercress.
Is it commercially viable?
Yes, we make a comfortable living off doing what we do, what we produce each week. We make a comfortable living, yes.
You going to tell me how much you make?
Well, no. Sorry, that's personal information, but like you say...
What you put into it is what you get out, I guess.
pretty much.
So how does one get started in this sort of business?
Well, actually, we bought this lifestyle block with it as a bare land, and we were wondering what to do. And we knew of watercress operations that were set up as a franchise situation, so we thought, well, maybe we'd look at something like that, which we did. And as it turned out, it was a good idea.
Obviously, you need a bit of cash behind you to begin a business like this.
Yes, you do need a bit of capital, but basically you need the knowledge on how to grow the watercress, because that is the hardest part. You can throw any amount of money you like at it, but if you don't know what you're doing, you might as well just shut up shop and go home. Yeah, try this and tell me what you think, and tell me that's not the best watercress you've ever eaten.
Yeah, it is kind of redishy, eh? Because I'm not used to eating it like
very.
this. I think it's missing pork bones.
Oh, well, you know where to get those from. 7 times a year it does get hot, you know, like, wow, it's hot. When you cook it up, it doesn't taste anything like that.
Pretty good. Sure?
No, I'll save mine for dinner.
E mana ko ia nei Tom ka wai ngā marae te tauira a Ngāti ene kura kia wakatū pāmu wātakrei oki.
The health of our people is paramount, and so long as we can offer our people better options, it's surely going to be better.